Me and Mom are going to be making corn casserole. This is what we make on the holidays, along with watching movies. So stay tuned. What you need is 1 can of cream corn, 1 can of kernel corn,
drained,
1 box of Jiffy corn, 2 eggs beaten, 1 cup of sour cream, 1 stick of butter, and sugar.
Right, we've put the corn in, the corn muffin mix, the eggs, and now it's the sugar. Ours is like a dessert. We add more sugar than we should. And next, the butter. So we melt the butter in the pan that it's going to go in and kind of coat it a little bit, so that it won't stick.
Because it's not good when it sticks.
Nope. And then Mason, you can pour that in there.
We've watched enough Nailed It shows to know that you need to butter your pans.
Mason, where's your face? I can't see you.
Next.
Sour cream. Stir it up really good until it's all blended together, mixed together, incorporated. Very nice, very nice. We're also going to add about a cup of cheese, shredded cheese. The original recipe didn't call for cheese, but a lot of people will add the cheese on top as a crust, and I don't particularly care for that, so we actually add it in the inside of the corn casserole, which makes it nice and gooey.
Yeah, nice and gooey. It's really good.
So we've got about a cup there. Go ahead, put it in. Gonna stir that up and put that in the pan. It's gonna be so ooey gooey delicious. All right, looking good there. Mason is my sous chef. He's been doing this for years, helping me out. So go ahead and pour that in the pan. So what Mason and I do is prep everything. The day before, we're going to actually cook it. That way we are not spending the whole day mixing and baking and doing all this other stuff. So we take the day before to prep, and then we cook it the day we're ready. So that's what we're doing.
Filling up the pan.
Yep. It's my favorite pan to fix the corn casserole in. It seems to bake through more evenly. Oh, good job, Mason.
350 degrees in the oven for 45 minutes. It will be so good. We're now going to be making the cornbread for the chicken and dressing.
So we're going to get the oil and put some oil into the pan.
1 teaspoon?
Mm-hmm. So just dip that in there. There you go. And you're just gonna swirl that around. Get it for you, buddy.
This is how you swirl it.
Mm-hmm.
Make it nice and even.
All right, so we've got that done and set aside, and we're gonna go ahead and go on to whisking the eggs. 2 eggs. Mix that up really good. And now that we have that done, we're gonna go ahead and add a cup of milk.
Cup of milk.
Just dump that on in there. Really easy. And then we're gonna put the oil in there. Awesome.
Looks like a lava lamp.
And go ahead and whisk that around real quick before we add the cornmeal. All right, there we go. Go ahead and put that in there. Perfect. And then go ahead and let's add the all-purpose flour if you want to whisk a little bit of that together. Go ahead and whisk it real quick a little bit. There you go. And then you can add the flour. Perfect.
And keep whisking?
Yep. And then you can add your sugar. And then when that gets all incorporated, we're going to put that into the pan, and it will be in the oven at 450 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. And then we have a lot of chopping to do and getting the chicken ready also, getting that broth ready for it. Good job, buddy. All right, so all incorporated.
Yes, ma'am.
And now we're gonna pour that in the pan and get that in the oven. And we'll be one step closer to being ready. Quickly, as the chicken is starting to cook, one of the ingredients that I use is the adobo with pepper, and just kind of coat the top of it. Give it some good flavor. And I also use very seasoned salt. And I do the same, just kind of coat the top of it. Perfect chicken.
Next on our menu is butternut crunch.
We have the butternut squash cooked. Mason is going to scoop out the seeds and put them in the bowl over there. Go ahead, buddy. Careful, because it is hot. We don't want the seeds in our crunch.
Trying to figure out, wait.
I know it's a little hot. I might have to help you in a minute. You got it. There you go. Careful. There, you got it. Mason finished getting the rest of the seeds out, and now he's going to put the rest of the cooked goodies in the blender. I've learned to not put it in a mixer and mix it up, but to actually put it in a blender and put all our ingredients in there. That's pretty cool. Hang on, buddy, you're going all the way through. It's so tender. There we go. Go ahead and try it again. Go ahead and get some. I may have to help him here in a minute, but it's all right. There you go. You got it. Go ahead. And we're going to keep on working on this for a few minutes. So here we have it. We've got all the meat out of it, and if you have cooked your butternut correctly, it will be so tender that it'll peel apart, as you can see. So this is just to perfection. It's so soft. So it was a little hard to kind of get there, but it's easy to peel that off. I personally prefer the butternut because of that exactly. It just tastes like butter. It's so sweet. Compared to a yam or a sweet potato that has an aftertaste. I don't care for the aftertaste. So the next thing we're going to do, because this is so hot, you can see the steam. I'm not going to put in the eggs just yet because I don't want the eggs to cook in there when they hit that. So we're going to go ahead and go to putting some milk in, the sugar, the butter, the vanilla. We have a little bit of salt, and then that'll help cool it down, and then we'll add the eggs slowly as it mixes so that we're not actually poaching the eggs and cooking the eggs in that. So
nobody
we don't
wants scrambled eggs in there.
Exactly.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
So here we go. Go ahead and add the milk, Mason, in the hole. I took out the top. And we're just going to work on this for just a minute. And do your vanilla. So here it is, looking good. So the texture on this is very smooth and creamy and rich. Go ahead, Mason, and pour it in the pan. Yummy, yummy. That's gonna be divine. And next we are going to make the crumble that goes on top, but we're actually not going to put it on top of it tonight. We don't put that on until we go to bake it. So again, we are prepping for when we cook it. So we don't put that on top or it'll soak in and get too moist, and it won't be that crunchy crumble that you'll love to have, that candy kind of on top of it. Making the topping. So we have here 1 cup of walnuts. The original recipe calls for pecans, but I like to use walnuts, so whatever your preference is. And put that in the bowl. Or just dump it this way. Yeah. Mason, if you hold on to the insert, so it doesn't fall out, baby. There you go. There we go. Alrighty, so in goes the flour, self-rising flour, and the light brown sugar, melted butter, and salt. Go ahead. And we'll incorporate that real quick. Okay, so Mason did a really good job here. One of the things that I watch is the humidity, especially here in Florida. So the recipe calls for 1/3 butter in there, but I don't always put it all in there because if not, it'll be very watery or you know, just that consistency. This is perfect. I did add a little bit of flour to it just to help it with that crumble. And this is the kind of crumble that I really like to see, so that it's not so wet looking. Because when it's wet looking, it'll just kind of fall apart, and it won't be as pretty and light and crispy when it gets in the oven and cooks the rest of the way through. So there we go. I will put that in a container and in the refrigerator. Now the real fun begins. Mason is going to get to shred up this chicken for the chicken and dressing. Go ahead, bud. And this will take a little bit of time, but we're going to have fun.
And there you go.
We're going to add a little bit of seasoned salt right on top of that. Perfect. Here we have our cornbread, and Mason's going to go ahead and cut that up. And he's going to do it just like a pizza, so it's easier to handle. And it doesn't matter how perfect he is or not, because it's going to all be crumbled here in just a few minutes. So we'll let him finish doing that. All right, good enough, and go ahead and there we go, perfect. And just pop that right on in the bowl. And that's exactly what you're gonna do. Good job, Mason. Look how thick that is. Wait a minute. Alrighty, so we are ready to add in all the ingredients together. Go ahead, Mason. That's the onion and the celery. And he's gonna, oh, can you reach it? Slide it over for you. Careful. All right, go ahead. So that is our broth from our chicken. Use your cup there, bud. Just add some of that in there and add some more. And I'm just adding that just to get it a little bit more move aroundable, right? Add some chicken. And really, when you're adding the liquid, it's kind of to taste whether you want it your dressing to be a little bit more drier or a a little bit more cakey. So it's just your preference. There you go. We're going to incorporate that a little bit, and then we'll put it in our pan. We lightly sprayed some Pam, basically, in the pan so that our mixture doesn't stick to it. So Mason, if you want to go ahead and put that in there. I know it's a little heavy. Let me help you out there, bud. There we go. Oh, that goodness. Good job, bud. We love having dressing during Christmas as well. So what we've done is split up our recipe here that we made into 2 pans. Mason, you want to go ahead and finish? Yep, there you go. And so we will actually freeze one of them, and it'll keep well until we're ready to use it. So Mason's just finishing it off there. Giving it a little love tap. And then we'll add just a little bit more broth to it, and we'll be ready to get those in the oven. One of them anyway.
Yeah.
For now.
For now.
For now. Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
We add a little bit more broth just because when it's baking, you know, that heat is gonna absorb a lot of that out and evaporated a lot of that, the liquid. So when we add a little bit more in there, it'll keep it nice and moist. We are now ready for the last step in our butternut crunch. Go ahead, Mason, and put that crumble on top. So good. Looking good, Mason. All right, I can't wait.
Me neither.
To see this finished. Pop that in the oven.